One of the toughest things about talking climate change is that the impacts often take decades to unfold before our eyes, and it's difficult to picture success. Arnusha Roy takes a look through a hopeful lens and whether that reality is within reach.
Looking into the future through MSU Denver affiliate professor Lauren Gifford's eyes.
We'll be driving electric cars. Hopefully RTD can expand.
It reveals a Colorado with yards home to more native plants that are drought resistant and xeriscaping with rocks.
Are appropriate for the Front Range and appropriate for a future with less access to water. And it makes the bees happy too.
And a state relying mostly on renewable energy like wind and solar. This vision of a climate hopeful Colorado is similar among all the experts we talked with, including Grace Rink with the city of Denver, who said success depends on other cities and changes from the feds.
Emissions from vehicles is really controlled by the federal government.
If it all works,
we will see improvements in air quality. We will see fewer days of extreme heat than what are predicted. I can't say that we would necessarily see less than we are having now.
The focus is to stop it from getting worse. And while it is a long to-do list,
yes, that is in our grasp.
Scott Denning at CSU is optimistic because of what's at stake.
Well, sure hope so, because the alternative is grim.
This is where we can all take a deep breath. There is a lot of work to do, but the experts are taking comfort in the changes already happening.
Here in Colorado, solar and wind power are cheaper, and not just a little bit cheaper, but like by half.
Denver now requires buildings more than 25,000 square feet to have nearly net zero emissions by 2040. Fort Collins is charging towards relying on renewable electricity by 2030.
The number of announcements coming out about new kinds of EV cars or charging stations being added.
And while our individual actions do matter, so does the bigger picture.
Pressure on the individual is not helpful. Right? An individual can only work within the system that we provide for them. And so I don't want people feeling guilty about driving their car to the grocery store if there isn't another viable way for them to do that.
So the experts are calling it the energy transition, and all of this is going to mean supporting communities that rely on fossil fuels right now, because these kinds of changes can impact their budget for schools, for their roads, ambulances, their tax dollars. So it requires having that infrastructure and that support in place for these communities, a lot of it coming down to money. The city of Denver is saying, yeah, they don't have the billions in the bank to spend on this, so they are trying to just be smart with the money that they do have.
And where are we today in the renewable energy transition?
So just over a third of the electricity in Colorado right now is coming from solar and wind. So obviously that's going to need to be scaled way up to meet the demands and what the climate experts are hoping for. There's a lot of really smart people working on how do you get around the fact that it's not windy or sunny 24/7. How do you get that energy from one part of Colorado to another? And so there are a lot of infrastructure questions that are coming along with this as well that would have to be built in for this to really become a reality.
Storage technology is going to be so key,
So key.
now and decades into the future. Arnusha, thank you.